Good morning, grade 4. We will start with question number 35 to complete the science revision sheet for the third quarter. Let's start. Here you have 8 options from which you will write the best letter next to the definition or the sentence. Question number 37. Anything that takes up space and has mass. Which definition was this? We said that anything that around us that takes up space and has mass is called matter. So the first one will be letter F. Matter is anything that takes up space and has mass. The next one, 38. The amount of matter in an object. How much matter inside the object? What did we call this? We call it mass. So mass means the amount of matter in an object. So it will be letter E. The next one, the amount of space in an object, or the amount of space an object takes up. This was the definition of volume, which is letter H. So let's say the difference between these three definitions. The first one is matter. What does it mean? Anything around us is called matter, but with two conditions. It must take up space and has mass. What is the definition of mass? What is mass? It means the amount of matter in an object. What about this space that it takes up? It's called volume. So volume means the amount of space an object takes up. Let's move to the next question, number 40. The amount matter present in a certain volume of a substance. Here there is a relation between mass and volume. What did we call this relation between both of them? We call it density. So the relation between mass and volume is called density, which is letter B. The amount matter present in a certain volume of a substance is called density. The next one, the idea that you cannot make or destroy matter. This was a law. What did we call this law? It was called the law of conservation of mass, which is letter D. The next one, solids, liquids, and gases. These are the three states of matter, which is letter G. We have three states of matter, which are solids, liquids, and gases. 43. The process by which a liquid changes into a gas. It's a physical change. The liquid, like liquid water, will change into a gas, like let's say water vapor. What is this process? We said it's called evaporation, the change of a liquid into a gas. What about the process by which a gas changes into a liquid? The opposite. The water vapor will turn back to be liquid. What did we call this process? It is condensation, which is letter A. And both of them, evaporation and condensation, are physical changes because matter or the substance stays the same. No new substance is formed. Now let's move to the next. Here you have to focus well because these items are a little bit related or a little bit similar to each other. Here we have chemical change, chemical property, chemical reaction, mixture, physical change, solution. Let's read the first one, question number 45. A change in matter in which a new substance is not formed. We don't have a new substance. And here the question starts with a change. So, of course, it's not a property. We need to think about a change. But which change is it? Is it a chemical change or a physical change? Here we have a new substance is not formed. We don't have a new substance or a new form of matter. So this one is a physical change. The first one will be a physical change because we don't have a new substance which is formed. The same substance is still here. The next one, a mixture that has the same composition throughout because all the parts are mixed evenly. The parts inside this mixture disappeared. They are not here anymore. We cannot separate them. We cannot find these parts. What did we call this kind of mixture? We call it a solution, which is letter F. The next one, a characteristic that describes how a substance will interact with another substance. Two substances will interact. They will join together. Which characteristic is it? To form one new substance, of course. So it is a chemical property. This one is a chemical property. The next one, the picture of the salad shows a combination of two or more different substances in which the substances keep their own properties. Here we can notice or we can see each of the components inside this salad. So it represents a what does it represent? It represents a mixture, because we can find each of them, we can see each of them with its own color, with its own shape. We can identify each of these components. So salad represents a mixture. The next question, any change in matter in which a new substance and different substance forms. Here we could find a new substance. So which change is it? It's a chemical change because a new substance is formed. Another name for a chemical change, we called the chemical change another name. This name was a chemical reaction because, as we said, in a chemical change, two different substances interact together. So we call it a chemical reaction. Now let's move to the next page, page number 8, which starts with question number 51. Here we have the short answers. The first one says, list 3 physical properties of matter. We need to write 3 physical properties of matter. We said before that a physical property is a property that we could observe. It's a property that we can measure or observe. Like which properties? We have shape, size, color, hardness, and many other physical properties we could observe or measure. Even length, mass, volume, density, all of them are physical properties. The next one, what is meant by evaporation? What is the definition of the word evaporation? We said that evaporation is a physical change, or it is a process by which a liquid, like liquid water, changes into a gas. So let's write the definition of evaporation. Evaporation means the process by which a liquid changes into a gas. The next one, describe the particles that make up solids. We said before that any kind of matter has small parts or tiny parts inside it which are called particles, and these particles are different according to the state of matter, from a solid to a liquid or a gas. What about solid? As we said, solids have definite shape and definite volume. They do not change at all. So the particles inside a solid matter are close to each other. They just move in their place or vibrate. We cannot feel their motion. So let's describe the particles that make up solids. The particles in a solid are close to each other and their motion is just vibrations in place. Let's move to 54. Mention one thing that is formed by the condensation process. Let's remember together what was the definition of condensation. Condensation means the change from a gas into liquid, and this happens, as we studied before, in the water cycle to form clouds. So clouds are formed by condensation. The next question, what is meant by freezing? Like when you change water into ice. What did we do here? We changed liquid into solid by taking away heat from it or by decreasing its temperature. So freezing means the change from a liquid into solid by decreasing its temperature. The next one, what is a mixture? As we said before, a mixture is a combination between two or more substances that keep their own properties. Like we said, salad, it's an example of a mixture. So a mixture is a combination of two or more substances that keep their own identities or properties. The next one, what is a physical change? As we said, a physical change is a change that does not form a new substance. So, a physical change is a change that does not form a new substance. What about a chemical change? It's the opposite. It's a change through which a new substance is formed. So it is a change that forms a new substance. The next one, mention 3 physical properties. We have just answered this question. What are some examples or 3 examples of physical properties? We said color, shape, size, hardness, mass, volume, density, and we have many other physical properties that we can observe or measure. What about chemical changes? We need to mention 3 chemical changes that they could form new substances or new forms of matter. Like what? Like burning, cooking, rotting, rusting, and many other chemical changes that form new substances. Now we will move to question number 61. The picture shows the particles of an unknown substance. Here we don't know which kind of substance is this. Would you say that the substance is a solid, liquid, or gas? Explain. You need to say which state of matter is this and why did you say this. Here, if we have a look here to the particles inside this kind of matter, we will find that they are far away from each other. So which kind or which state of matter was this? We said that the one which has large spaces between them is a gas. Why? Because there are large spaces between the particles. They are moving freely, so it is, or this picture represents a gas. Let's move to the next question. You need to look at the picture and say which kind of a change is it. Is it a physical change or a chemical change? Here it's a picture for a paper that we changed its shape to be like a plane. So the same substance is here. Which kind of change is it? It is a physical or chemical? It's a physical change. Let's move to the next. Here the candle. If we have a look here, we have fire, so the color of this string changes. So which kind of change is it? It's a chemical change. The next one, burning of wood. Also burning, we have fire, so it's a chemical change. The next one, here we have an example of a mixture. An example of a mixture, it's a salad, so it is a physical change. And the last one, we have grilled burgers, so they represent a chemical change. Like this, we finished the revision sheet for the third quarter. If you have any question, you can send it for me. See you next video. Bye.